Hey readers and writers, please turn and talk about the image you see on the screen. What do you notice? What do you know about this? And what do you wonder? Go ahead and talk. Five, four, three, two, one. Hands up top. Awesome. So I'm going to pause my video now to turn on another video that's going to tie into this image you see on the screen. As we're watching the second video, I want you to be thinking about what are you hearing that you already knew, that you were able to talk about in our turn and talk. So what connections can you make? I'll pause the video now. Great, so we watched a video about the plot structure. Many of you noticed that these components that you see on the screen were in that video. We had an introduction, we had rising actions that brought us to our main turning point, to our main climax, and then things started to settle down and come to our falling action and our resolution. So let's talk about the story structure of My Teacher is an Alien. So I want you, in your tables, we're going to turn and talk, choose one of these components. Our introduction, number 2, identifying a problem or goal, our rising action, turning point, regrouping, climax, or falling action. Pick one of these and see if your group can identify where in the story that occurs. Turn and talk now. Five, four, three, two, one. Hands up top. Great. Let's pause the video so we can hear some of your ideas. Pause the video now. Wonderful. So like we said as we were sharing, we may have slightly different interpretations of where these components of the story fit, and that's okay. Here is where I was putting some of our information. So we know our introduction, we're in 6th grade, Kennetuck Falls Elementary School, and we figure out that Susan Simmons is our main character. She's our lead character. We soon find out that their teacher, Ms. Schwartz, is gone suddenly and has been replaced with a mean teacher, Mr. Smith. So now we have a problem. The problem starts to get worse when Susan sneaks into Mr. Smith's house and finds out that he is an alien. Now this gets even worse when Susan recruits the help of Peter and they start coming up with a plan. They go back to the house and find out that Mr. Smith/Bruxelm is going to abduct students. So not only is he an alien, but now this problem has really gotten worse and they're finding out that he's planning on taking some students. So now it kind of settles down a little bit before there's another big issue going on, but everyone at school starts acting weird as they all figure out who Mr. Smith really is. So we're kind of, the problem isn't solved yet. Things haven't gotten more intense. We're kind of in a pause and we're learning a little more about this problem. Finally, we hit the climax of our story, and that's the night of the concert. So that hits and the students begin playing in the hallway to try and unmask Bruxelm. Finally, for our resolution, Bruxelm agrees to reveal himself. Peter helps him escape and the two of them disappear to outer space. So every single story that you read, whether it's a novel, it's a comic book, it's a long story, a short story, every TV show you watch, every movie you watch, it follows this plot structure of some sort. So everything you watch or read has a story structure. So what you're going to be doing today, I want you by the end of the day to be able to say, I can develop and strengthen my writing using the plot story structure. So all of our lives, we've been reading stories that have this structure, or you've been watching shows that watch this structure. So it's time to put that role into your hands. You as an author need to be thinking about your story structure. So as you're working on your writing today, I want you to be thinking about, as always, what's your theme? But I want you to take our plot structure organizer and fill it out. So last week you chose a story, either your alien story or your theme story that you were going to stick with and publish at the end of this week. I want you to pull out the pieces of your plot and write them down. If you have some blank boxes, that means that piece is missing in your writing. So you can create that for your writing. Once you are done with your organizer, which will be done first, you can open up your notebook and continue working on your story. So this organizer is going to guide our writing today. It's going to enhance and revise our writing, and it's going to clarify the plot structure for us. So I'm going to stop the video now to take some further questions and to give some further explanation if needed. Happy writing.